Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to talk about NBA Preseason. As I'm recording this, today is the last day of the preseason. The season starts in a few days. And I'm just going to be going through some thoughts that I have on different teams, different players, different things that I've seen so far in this preseason. Thank you guys for views on videos on the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So this kind of just gonna be a ramble video, to be honest. I'm just gonna be going team by team-ish and just kind of thinking about some things that I've been seeing from them, what I like, what I don't like, things like that. The Hawks, Jalen Johnson is a starter for them. I was surprised. I thought they were going to go with the two forwards of Sadiq Bey, DeAndre Hunter, that route. But Jalen Johnson's the starter. And I thought, because DeAndre Hunter only played one game, but even then Jalen Johnson started. So I think Jalen Johnson's going to be the starter. He looked pretty good. He's athletic. He can defend pretty well. He can be a point forward kind of for them. I like that. And also I see Trae Young playing off the ball a little bit more. And the offense has definitely changed. It's different from just Trae Young being at the top of the key, waiting for things to happen. Trae Young's moving the ball, moving around. He's got a couple catch and shoot opportunities, which you don't really see that a lot for Trae Young. So I like that. The Hawks, I said in my Eastern Conference predictions video, which I did yesterday, which if you missed that, you can go back and check it out. But, the more I see the Hawks, the more I think about the Hawks, the more I'm believing in them. The more I'm believing that the Hawks this year can be a good team. Hopefully they can, but I like seeing that in the preseason. Boston, I watched them beat the Hornets by 40 yesterday. Yeah, they're tough, man. They are tough. Jrue Holiday, been there. Porzingis, I love how Porzingis has looked as a Celtic. Derek White is a menace. That dude's probably, he might be the best role player in the NBA. He might be the best role player in the NBA. He really might be. But, yeah, Derek White, Jaylen Brown had a big game. Just Tatum's been pretty good. Even some of their bench, Payne Pritchard, he got paid right before the preseason started. He's looked really good. He's averaging like 15 a game in preseason. Even like guys like Svi Mikhailuk are playing good, coming out shooting the ball. Like the Celtics, they look ready. The Celtics look really ready for the season to start. And they did have, they had like 22 steals yesterday as well. Like they completely dominate the Hornets. For the Hornets, it hasn't looked great this preseason. LaMelo's healthy. He's out there and playing, which love that. PJ Washington had a 30-point game. Terry Rozier's been solid. Brandon Miller hasn't looked the greatest. He's averaging like 8 points per game, shooting like I want to say like 38% from the field, or 38% from the field, 7% from three on 3 attempts per game. But it's gonna happen. The Hornets aren't the best collection of talent, so he's gonna be relied on a little bit more than they probably should be. But yeah, I love Mark Williams. Love Mark Williams. He's going to be a great center. He's going to be around the league for a very long time. But yeah, the Hornets, it's tough because they don't really have too much out there to be happy about. But whatever. Brooklyn, Ben Simmons is playing. Ben Simmons is playing and he's looking confident. He's playing. He's looking confident. He's doing flashy passes. He's attacking the rim, being aggressive. He's rebounding. He's running in transition. He's defending. Like, he looks good. Even though the stats don't look crazy, he's averaging 6 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Just him, the fact that he's out there playing and looking, like he wants to play is a huge thing. And honestly, he's a big part of, if he comes out and plays like this in the regular season, and starts to keep ramping up a little bit more and more, and starts to look a little bit more like Philadelphia Ben Simmons, All-Star Ben Simmons, that brings a lot to the Brooklyn Nets. That brings a whole lot to Brooklyn. And that can raise their ceiling. I also like Lonnie Walker, how he's looked in Brooklyn as well. He's averaging I want to say almost 20 a game, I won't think. Hold on, I have stats in front of me. Lonnie's averaging, he's averaging 15. Why did I say 20? He's averaging 15, he's shooting 48% from the field, 39% from 3. I like him a lot as kind of just an energy, come off the bench and bring some stuff kind of guy. Cam Thomas also has been starting, which I made my evals video on him. You can go back and watch that. But it looks like he's going to get minutes, so love that too. The Bulls have been the Bulls. Honestly, they've played in a lot of overtime games, I think. Julian Phillips is really athletic. He can dunk. Andre Drummond can't dunk. Yeah, it's just been regular for the Bulls. Patrick Williams has looked decent, I guess. Not really too much to say about Chicago, to be honest, in the preseason, because you know how I feel about the Bulls. The Cavs, they're also not really much to talk about. Darius and Donovan Mitchell haven't been shooting the best, but whatever. Evan Mobley's look solid. Emoni Bates, though. Emoni Bates, he was the 49th overall pick. The Cavs, that was a great selection at 49, because, of course, we know the story. Top pick, or top high school guy, was on the cover of Slam magazine, you know, when he was young. Then some off-court issues happen and stuff like that, and goes from Memphis to go to Eastern Michigan. Draft stock tanks. Ends up being the 49th overall pick, even though he probably has top 10 pick talent, you know. And he had a good summer league, and so far in preseason, he's been the best player. He's leading the team in scoring. He looks confident, and that's a big thing for the Cavs. They can do that because, of course, their big hole is their 3 spot and creation outside of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. So if he can come in, let's say some injuries happen, hopefully not, but if some injuries happen or if some players aren't playing the way they are, they can look at this and be like, hey, Emoni maybe can step in and do that. Now, I don't think he's going to do that right away this rookie year, but you never know. Dallas, honestly, looking at this preseason, I really liked them, what they did in the offseason. During the draft, their signings, I thought Mavericks were going to have a good year, but I kind of feel the opposite way as I did with the Hawks, where the more and more I'm watching the Mavericks, I'm thinking about the Mavericks, the more my confidence is going away from them. Like, obviously they have Luka and Kyrie, so that alone is going to get you some wins, but outside of those two, they really don't have much that I'm super excited about. Like, Josh Green is a good player, but, you know, he's got last year he had a big improved year. Hopefully he can take another jump. You know, Jaden Hardy, I like what I've seen from him in the preseason. I think he's going to be a very valuable 6-man that can get buckets and be a ball handler as well. They put him in a lot of backup point guard kind of situations, so he might be the backup point guard. The rookies haven't looked amazing, but they're rookies. I'm not expecting them to come out and look like certified role players already. Derek Lively might start. Derek Lively, I think, has started every game so far with the Max, so Derek Lively might be the starter, which very surprised by that. Grant Williams has been okay. But, like, you just look at the rest of the Mavericks roster, and it's just nothing that gets you super excited. You know, like, all those guys really, like, have to prove it. They all have to prove it. There's nothing solidified there. Like, all right, even if Luka and Kyrie, those two, I know what I'm getting. After that, I don't know what I'm getting. You know, like, Tim Hardaway could have a game where he has 30. Justin could have a game where he has 4 and shooting 2 for 12. You know, Jaden Hardy is the same thing. Grant Williams, we don't know in this bigger what to expect. Like, it's just a lot of unknown with the Mavericks after the first 2 guys. So I'm interested to see how they work out this season, how it looks. You know, for Denver, Julian Strawther. I made my evals video about him a few days ago. If you missed it, you can go back and watch that vid. But I was a big fan of Strawther during the draft process at Gonzaga, and then getting drafted to the Nuggets. Preseason he looked good. But summer league he looked good, but in the preseason, man, he's been going crazy, averaging 18 points per game, shooting really, really good from the field and from 3. Just looks like he's going to fit the role perfectly over there in Denver. You know, moving off the ball, moving around, making the right plays. Like, he's going to fit in really well in Denver. Besides that, yeah, Jokic had a really good game last night. I think he had, 25, 13, and 8. Jamal Murray's been solid. Yeah, the Nuggets have been good. Yeah, they're going to be good. Detroit. I want to talk about Detroit because I'm a big fan of watching them in the preseason so far. They've had a few players that I've really been impressed with. You know, obviously Cade has been good. Cade's going to be Cade, you know. But after that, got a lot of great things. Marvin Bagley has looked good. He's leading the team in scoring. He's averaging 14, 5, and assists, shooting 69% from the field. Like, Marvin Bagley's look pretty good, you know. And that's going to be big because he might be the backup center for them, and ever since he got to Detroit, he's looked pretty solid. So, love that from Marvin Bagley. Jane Ivey has been okay. He's coming off the bench now. He's probably going to be a 6-man for them, which is interesting because they want to put a veteran. They want to have Alec Burks or Bojan Bogdanovic when he comes back in the starting lineup, have a vet. But Jane Ivey's looks solid. But Asar Thompson, man, I love watching Asar Thompson. Number 5 overall pick. We know how much talent he has, but just to see it in preseason and during the preseason and summer league. I meant to say, I keep saying summer league I keep saying preseason instead of summer league. I mean summer league sometimes. Seeing him, he just is a great basketball player. High IQ, does everything. You know, he's not a dude that's just gonna do one thing, that's just gonna score, just gonna shoot, or he's gonna do all of it. He's gonna score. He's gonna get to the rim, be athletic, and score. The jumper hasn't looked bad. Shooting 50% from 3 on almost 3 attempts. The jumper does not look bad at all, which was a big question mark for him. The jumper looks solid. He's gonna rebound the ball. He's gonna make the right passes. He's gonna defend. The first preseason game, went up and guarded Devin Booker. Like, that just shows so much. And he's been playing a lot of minutes, averaging over 30 minutes a game. Like, he has been phenomenal, man. Love it. Love it. Love watching it. He's going to be big. Killian Hayes has actually looked like a solid NBA player as well. Killian Hayes looks solid. The three-point shot, it looks bad. Doesn't look great. But he's been aggressive at getting to the rim and attacking. His passing has looked good. His defense has been solid. Like, he looks good. Marcus Sasser, their late first-round pick, who I was a big fan of as well. This looks solid. Averaging 11 and 5 assists. They even got Stanley Umude. He's averaging 10 points per game for them. This dude probably isn't going to make the team. Well, maybe he will after this good preseason. Like, the Pistons have had a lot of great things so far in this preseason. A lot of young players have been showing out. And I'm very excited to watch them in this season. Even though they're probably not going to win a whole lot of games, they're going to be a fun young team to watch. You know, so I'm excited for them. The Warriors, Jonathan Kuminga has been great. He's averaging 24 points per game. He's been great. Steve Kerr has to put him in the rotation now, right? I mean, he has to. You know, like, he's been really aggressive attacking the rim. He's shooting 45% from 3 on 5.5 attempts per game. He's been defending well. He's been rebounding the ball. He's been doing all of it. You know, the Warriors kind of lack players like him, players with big size that are athletic and stuff. So Kuminga has to be in the rotation. He has to be. Has to be. If Steve Kerr doesn't know by now that they should put Kuminga in there, then they got to trade him. Like, I don't know. Moody's also looked pretty solid, averaging 12 a game, shooting 50% from 3. He's looked pretty solid. Like what Bajimski and Trace Jackson Davis have been. Chris Paul actually fits. Chris Paul is fit. Chris Paul and Steph Curry have been, that 2-man game's been pretty good, even though Draymond Green has not played a single game yet and might not play the first game of the season. I don't know for sure. But it's going to be very tough to see what the lineups look like when Draymond comes back, because Chris Paul's look really good. Chris Paul should be the 6th man, but I don't know. Maybe the Warriors are going to do something different. The Rockets, they've looked solid. Rockets, I think, are 3-1 in this preseason. They were 3-0 until they got beat up by the Spurs. But the Rockets, I like how they look. Jalen Green's look pretty solid. Jabari Smith Jr. is going to have a huge sophomore year. Cam Whitmore has looked good. Aman has looked good. Yeah, they look pretty good. You know, Ime has come in and, you know, they've been pretty good, man. Excited to see this Rockets team, how they look in the regular season. You know, Indiana, they've been solid. Aaron Nesmith is a power forward. Apparently, Aaron Nesmith is a power forward. He's been doing really good over there. Ben Shepherd is the lights out shooter. You know, Trace Walker has been solid. The Pacers got a lot of young, great things going on over there as well. The Clippers, Bones Highland dropped 25 last night on the Nuggets. I haven't really gotten too much around in the Clippers, but Paul George, I think, has been good as well. But the Clippers, the Lakers, LeBron and AD has been great so far in the preseason. I love watching AD. He had 6 blocks yesterday. He had 5 blocks in the first quarter yesterday, so he's been good. Jackson Hayes has been solid. Torian Prince has been shooting the lights out. Max Christie, man. Max Christie, he's going to be in the rotation at some point in the season. Max Christie, I think he's going to be in the rotation at some point. I saw him, we watched him yesterday against the Suns, and I like what I've been seeing from him. He's been really good. But the Lakers, yeah, they look good. Lakers look good. D'Lo's trying to buy into a different role. It's been good over there. Memphis, Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane has looked pretty good so far in this preseason. He's averaging 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 45% from 3. Like what I see from Desmond. I think he's going to have a big all-star jump. Jaren has been pretty solid as well, averaging 3 blocks per game. Grizzlies have been pretty good. Grizzlies have been solid. Miami, they haven't had their full team together. I don't think Kyle Lowry's played 2 games. Jimmy hasn't played a game yet. Tyler Hero is leading the preseason in scoring, averaging 26 points per game with 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting 48% from the field, 43% from 3. He's on a revenge tour this season. Love it. Bam has been good. Jaime Marquez only played in 1 game, but in that 1 game I liked it. Cole Swider and Jamal Cain. The Miami Heat, we all know it. They love undrafted players because they take undrafted players and make them look like really good role players and make everyone else look stupid. They've done this in the past many times. Recently, they did it with Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, who now are both on different teams. They're both big parts of last year's finals run. They're both got good contracts. Cole Swider and Jamal Cain might be the next ones. Cole Swider was on the Lakers last year out of Syracuse. Shooter. He's a shooter, and he's been shooting. Jamal Cain is a guy who was on the team last year, didn't really get a whole lot of chance to play, but this preseason, he's looked pretty good. As a wing that can defend, can shoot the ball. Like, Miami might do it again, and they're going to need it because their team does not look great on paper, from where they want to be. But Jamal Cain and Cole Swider might be the next ones. Milwaukee, Dame and Giannis played a game, or 2 games, I think. They look pretty good, I guess. Malik Beasley shooting the ball well. Yeah, I don't really not care about the Bucks in preseason, but I don't care about the Bucks in preseason. It doesn't really matter to me. Minnesota's look really good so far in this preseason, man. Minnesota looks like they're taking it seriously. Cat's been good. Nas Reed, Ant, great. Luka Garza is really good in the preseason, apparently. Luka Garza averaging 13 a game. He looks like a rotational player somehow. Troy Brown has been shooting the ball well. Leonard Miller had a big game. Great pick for the Timberwolves, by the way. I had him projected, I think mid-first round, round maybe 16 to 23, something like that. They got him with 33 overall pick. And he's looked pretty good. The Nuggets look really good. The Timberwolves look really good in the preseason. I'm starting to buy in a lot more on the Timberwolves, and I think a lot of people are after seeing what they've been doing this preseason. But the Timberwolves, man, Timberwolves, they look really good. The Pelicans, Zion's playing basketball. That's all really good. Zion's playing basketball, and he's looked pretty good. So that's great to see. Defensively he's been decent. Offensively, he's gonna bring. But Zion is playing basketball, and if he's playing basketball, that's enough for New Orleans. The Knicks, RJ has looked pretty good, even though the shooting hasn't been great. Julius Randle, Mr. Sketch. No, he's not Mr. Sketcher. He's not Mr. Sketcher. Joel Embiid is Mr. Sketcher, but Joel Embiid. But Julius Randle, Skechers train, fresh haircut. Had a big dunk the other day on Mike Muscala. Mitchell Robinson's been good. Jalen Brunson's been solid. Quentin Grimes. I love Quentin Grimes, man. Quentin Grimes is great. Just his form is so perfect. His form is so it's the same every time. It's straight up. The shot is quick. Watching him shoot is so. Of course, guys like Steph Curry and them have great form. But Quentin Grimes, his form is just I could watch it all day. It's perfect. Quentin Grimes' form is so great. But the Knicks, I expect the Knicks to be good. So, OKC, another team I like watching the preseason. Chet Holmgren is the real deal. Chet Holmgren is the missing piece of this team. Last year, their big thing was they didn't really have big man depth. They had Jalen Williams, who's 6'7", 6'6", playing center, and he's doing a pretty solid job at it. But bringing a 7-footer like Chet Holmgren that could defend the ball, defend the rim, but also can handle the ball, but also can shoot the 3. That's a game changer for them. That unlocks so much. We expected Chet to be good, but I don't think we expected Chet to be this good, this quick. We didn't think he was going to make that big of a difference. Chet Holmgren really can make this team a playoff team. Chet Holmgren can make this team in a playoff team. That's how great he's been so far this preseason. I love it. Josh Giddey, been good. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, averaging 17, 3-3. He's big, man. He got really big. He's been good. The Thunder, they're fun to watch in the preseason just because they have so many young guys that do good things. Orlando, Franz Wagner's really good. Both the Wagner brothers are pretty good. You know what I feel about Orlando. I think they're going to have a really good season. So, I'm excited for them, and Paolo is going to have a really good year. I feel that. Philadelphia, Joel Embiid and James Harden have not played a single game, and James Harden is not showing up to practice. They say some personal reasons. We don't know what that is about. We're not going to speculate, but James Harden is a distraction at this point. It really just is. It's a distraction at this point. They got to go out and just ball. Tyrese Maxey, though. I like the Times Maxi. Kelly Oubre has been pretty good, averaging 15 points, shooting 39% from 3. Paul Reed has been solid. Yeah, but the Sixers, yeah, it's really going to be just about James Harden at this point. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Phoenix, the Suns, man. The Suns look good. KD, Book, and Beal, all three of them have been really good. Grayson Allen has been really, really good as well on both ends. He's going to have a big year. Eric Gordon is playing really, really good as well. If Aaron Gordon can play that in the regular season, man, that's going to be huge. Yusuf Nurkic has been solid as well. Suns have been a good watch in the preseason. Of course, all the eyes are on them because they have the super team. But the Suns, man, they look kind of real. They look kind of real in the preseason. I love to see it. Portland Trail Blazers, young team. Anthony Simons has been great. He's shooting 60% from the field and 61% from 3. About 11 attempts per game from the field, 6 attempts per game from 3. He's another one, man. Anthony Simons' game, aesthetically, is one of the best in the league. Like, watching Anthony Simons play is like, dang, like, that dude can ball. Really, it is, you know, like, Anthony Simons, he's so smooth, but he's been great. He's not the best player on the team on Portland. He's going to be the number 1 option, which very interested to see how that works out. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we'll see. Scoot Henderson is really good as well. He had a really good game against Phoenix. We put up like 22, but Scoot Henderson's pretty good. DeAndre Ayton, a little tiny bit disappointing, but we'll see what happens in the preseason. Like, Malcolm Brogdon has been pretty good as well, trying to up that trade value. We're in the number 92. I don't love it, but I also don't mind it, 92, but just a very odd number, but I think that's the year he's born. So, Sacramento Kings, Keegan Murray, I think sophomore Keegan Murray is going to going to have another big jump, you know. He's always going to be good just because he knows his role. He knows how to play. So Keegan Murray's always going to be good. But yeah, I like that. Malik Monk has been good. I like watching Kobe Jones. He was a guy I was a big fan of at Xavier, and the Kings got him. I think that's a really good pick for them. He's been solid. Sasha Vezenkov hasn't been shooting the ball well, but you know, I think that'll change once regular season starts. For the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama. That's all really we have. Well, a little bit more actually, but Victor Wembanyama, man, he's just so like I know we all raved about being 7'4" and doing a lot of different things, but it's a different thing from hearing about it and seeing highlights to actually watching it for a full game. Like, it's different. Like, watching it for a full game is like, whoa, like, this guy actually is like a game changer. Like, defensively, he's just everywhere. He literally can be on the block, but also get his arms are long enough to get out and contest a 3-point shot. You know, like, defensively, he's averaging a steal and 2 blocks per game. He's got really good hands, really good defense. Like, already defensively, he's changed the game. But then on offense, he's doing a lot of different things. Shooting the ball from 3 decently. He had that play in his first game against the Heat. Well, actually, his second game against the Heat, where he came off a screen, dribbled the ball up the court, came off a screen, hit a tween, pull up mid range. Like, what? This guy is 7'4". He should not be able to dribble. How is he doing that? He had a nutmeg. The other day. He nutmegged somebody. Like, he also had to play against the Rockets where he was sending the ball out of bounds and he threw it to the corner. Like, he's just doing things that a 7'4" person should not be able to do. It's actually insane watching him on the court. And yeah, Wemby's great. But Devin Vassell, he got paid right before the preseason started. He's been very good. He had a game against the Rockets. Their last game, he was really good. So far, he's averaging 17 points per game, shooting 60% from 3. Like watching him, Zach Collins. So they're going to put Wemby at the 4, have Zach Collins out there, I guess, at the center. But Zach Collins has been pretty solid as well, averaging 14, 7, and 5. All-around guy. Malachi Branham. It's probably annoying how much I like Malachi Branham. I talk about him every time I talk about the Spurs. But I'm saying again, Malachi Branham is going to be a really, really good player. He's been showing it. He's averaging 10.5 points per game, shooting 48% from the field, 50% from 3. Malachi Branham. Remember the name Malachi Branham. I'm telling you now, remember that name. But yeah, Spurs have been a fun watch. The preseason, we only got a few teams left. Toronto, Scotty's been solid. 17, 6, and 3, a steal and a block, 58% from the field, 50% from 3. That's good. Honestly, I have not watched the Raptors that much, so yeah, Scotty's been good, but I don't really know much about everyone else. Utah, THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker is making a claim for that starting point guard spot. He's averaging 14, 4, and 4, shooting 45% from the field, 36% from 3. He had a really good second half of the year last year after he got the starting job because they traded away Mike Conley and them, but he played good. And so far this preseason, he's looked pretty good. He had a game, I think yesterday he dropped 24. He had a game against the Clippers where he had like 26, 28. Like, THT's look really good, man. He's like really good. He's got a lot of talent, and him being the starting point guard might happen. Larry's also been pretty good though, averaging 16 and 8, shooting 52% from the field. 3-point shots have been there, but he's doing everything else. Yeah, and I like Keontae George a lot as well, even though the shooting hasn't been great, but he's a rookie. But THT, and then the Wizards, Jordan Poole, dropped 40 against the Knicks, man. He's averaging 23, 3, and 2, shooting 40% from the field, 43% from 3. He's been really good so far this preseason. His first preseason game, he looked really comfortable. Second game was solid, and then against the Knicks, he just popped off. You know, he's been really good. Kyle Kuzma has been pretty good as well. Bilal Coulibaly, their top 10 pick, he's looked pretty good as well. I mean, the defensive end, he's averaging 3 steals a game. He's a 6'7" with a 7'2" wingspan. Just knows how to play defense, contests really well, always in the passing lanes. Defensively, he's there. Defensively, he's going to be huge. Really just about can the offense get better. And the offense has been solid. He's averaging 8 points per game, shooting 47% from the field, 43% from 3 on 2 attempts. Like, it's going to get there. He's a project, absolutely. But seeing what he can do defensively already has been really, really good. But yeah, the preseason's been fun so far. And we only got 1 day left, so we're very excited for the season start. But that's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed once again. Enjoyed the content around here. Consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, all stuff like that. Really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.